Finally, President Uhuru Kenyatta has had a very successful meeting with the elected leaders from Nyanza region at Statehouse. This meeting has come barely at a time when the president is preparing to tour Nyanza region, where he is set to inspect a number of national government projects that have been going on ground there. And so, in this meeting, these leaders have treated this meeting as a preparation meeting ahead of that tour. Again, at the same time, Kisumu is set to host the Madaraka Day celebrations. So it means Uhuru Kenyatta is going to take part of his time to stay in Kisumu. Therefore, throughout this meeting, there is a number of things that these leaders had to discuss. How is it possible that he had to call all the elected leaders from Nyanza region just to sit with him at Statehouse and have an engagement? Before we check deep into the reasons why all these leaders were at the Statehouse, you might be watching me for the first time and you have not yet subscribed to this channel. My humble request is please consider to subscribe so that any other time once I come out with a video like this one, you will definitely get notified. And to everyone who have subscribed, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. Actually, the more you subscribe here, the more you help us to reach more people outside there. So consider to subscribe. Now, let us get back to our discussion. Now, the last time I saw President Uhuru Kenyatta hosting such a meeting was when he was meeting the Mount Kenya people, where he was talking about the project and inspecting a number of projects there. So this is another time I'm seeing such a meeting when the president is preparing to also tour Nyanza region. And therefore, in this meeting, there are some number of issues that these leaders have talked about. And among these issues is about the issue of isolation, left out, and marginalized. Actually, most of the people who come from Nyanza region have been felt like they have been left out, they have been marginalized, and in that manner, as the country has been having a number of projects going on, this region has been feeling that they have been left out. And therefore, this is some of the issues that President Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to correct out. And in that manner, that's why he chose to call these leaders, sit with them together and talk about the number of projects that he has already maybe set to do on the ground or what has been accomplished, so that these leaders can feel that they are a part of President Uhuru Kenyatta's government. In my own view, that is one of the reasons why these leaders had to meet there. Now, another issue is about the legacy. President Uhuru Kenyatta is set to leave his legacy just like the other presidents who have left power. Like when we talk about Kibaki, you remember infrastructure. And that is what President Uhuru Kenyatta is also trying hard to make sure that he is one of the legacies that he is leaving. And in that manner, he's saying that he wants to leave a Kenya that is prosperous, and they want to take back the country to where the founding fathers had the future of the country. So for that reason, President Uhuru Kenyatta is feeling that for him to be remembered across the entire country, where there will be no any part of the country that will feel that the president never, at least never considered to do any project in our region. So in that manner, he has to sit down with these leaders and in that way discuss about the issues of the founding fathers. Sasa akifika hapo anaongea mambo ya Jomo Kenyatta together with Jaramogi Odinga, then with other leaders who are among them. These leaders had a vision for the country, a country that is prosperous. And according to Uhuru Kenyatta, he is leading Kenyans into a prosperous country, whereby in case they will be having a project like, let's say, SGR, the way they are repairing the railway system there, the way they did with the ship within Lake Victoria and other project, the international airport, ile wanasema sasa Kisumu imekuwa international. In that manner, he is opening up the economy, according to him, so that Kenyans will have a prosperous country when the business will be thriving. Now, another issue that these leaders have talked about is about the unity between President Uhuru Kenyatta and the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Remember, they had a handshake, and through that handshake, they had a plan of building bridges initiative. But in the meantime, it is being seen that the building bridges initiative is being sabotaged at the court. And therefore, inasmuch these leaders have filed an appeal to what the judges ruled, they still believe that there are chances that they are going to derail this case, and in that manner, maybe we might not have a referendum before 2022. That is the reason why these leaders are getting to informed, whereby they have come with a list of members of parliament and senators to form a committee. And this committee is going to look into some of the issues that can be implemented through the parliament, where the members of parliament can deliberate on those issues and then get it into a bill that will be signed into a law. Now, there is a list of members of parliament who have been selected to lead this committee. And remember, this is coming at a time when Musalia Mudavadi had talked about this issue. Wakati walikuwa wamekutana kule Central, he talked about some of the issues that can be done through the parliament. And also, we have the Catholic bishop who came together yesterday on 27th. They talk about postponing referendum to happen after the 2022 general election. And therefore, these leaders in their own wisdom have decided to come out with a committee that will check into these issues and maybe implement some of these issues. And in this list, we have the chairman of this list, who is James Agri Orengo. He will chair this meeting. And therefore, we have Moses Kuria, who will be a co-chair. We have Aden Duale, Cecile Mbarike. And then we also have Johnson Sakaja, Senator Johnson Sakaja. We also have Ambuswama Nasri. We have Otienda Amolo, Mithika Linturi. And then we also have John Sakwa Bunyasi. Then we have Mutula Kilonzo. This is a committee of leaders who are going to lead that committee to see a number of proposals that are being that were in BBI, to see if they can be implemented in the National Assembly and at the Senate. So in that manner, President Uhuru Kenyatta wants to avoid a situation whereby he can be painted out as a betrayer to Raila Amolo Odinga, because in case building bridges initiative is going to fail, and at the end of the day these leaders end up doing nothing, then the people of Luo Nyanza, or Luo Nyanza at large, will see President Uhuru Kenyatta as a betrayer in the handshake that they had with Raila Amolo Odinga. So in that manner, he chose to call these leaders, sit with them and talk about these issues and see a way on how they are going to liberate on this issue. This was one of the key factors of this meeting. Otherwise, issues of development could have just been seen there in Nyanza region, the way he will go there. So we are going to follow out to see how these leaders will try to implement these issues through the parliament. Now, the president is also talking about the bad politics. And when he talks about the bad politics, he's talking about tribal politics that has been thriving in the country. That is the issue that they are trying to run away from. And here, there is talks in corridor that the president is trying to form out a super alliance which will comprise of the One Kenya Alliance and other leaders, wale watu wa ODM and other groups, bringing them together. That's why I was in the Coast region trying to open up project kule kwa kina Joe, and then moving right away straight to Nyanza region. So he wants these leaders to feel being part of this government. Then in as much I talk to them of forming a coalition that will set to face Dr. William Samoei Ruto heading to 2022. So it means that the president is determined to make sure that the deputy president is not clinching into power heading to 2022 general election. That's why he's trying to bring out these leaders so that they can form an alliance and agree on who they are going to support. Remember, choosing the person that they will support in that super alliance will be one of the problems that these leaders are going to have and solve. And therefore, preparing these leaders so much earlier is better for him, so that heading into that referendum, they will have an informed decision going in that direction. So, politics, I'm sure, took the center stage during this meeting. Remember, Raila Odinga was there, and Raila has told us that reggae has not been stopped. That reggae is on, reggae has just paused. So maybe the reggae will continue through the parliament. Sababu wamegundua maybe they are ending to a road that will shock them at the end of the day. Remember, as we are talking now, you cannot predict the decision of Kenyan judges. The way the things have been happening in Kenya, there is high probability that these judges might rule against the BBI partners' wishes. Because for them, they wish that they could have their way. But the way the judges are taking these cases, it seems like they might lose on the way. And again, even this ruling might come at late time when we cannot manage to have a referendum, because we will be heading to another general election. So for that reason, President Uhuru Kenyatta, in his own wisdom, together with Raila Odinga, have chosen to use another means to deliberate into these issues. So once you bring the Nyanza leaders together, the Western leaders are taken care of through One Kenya Alliance, where Musalia Mudavadi and Senator Wetangula is. Then part of Rift Valley people have been represented there by Gideon Moi. Then the Ukambani people are being presented by Kalonzo Musyoka. When you talk about the Central region, President Uhuru Kenyatta is still there in the middle, maybe to negotiate on behalf of them, then bring out a leader who will be tagged with these other principles heading to 2022 general election. So in my own view, I feel this is the issues that these leaders had to talk about. So thank you so much for reaching this far with me. And if you reach this far, up to this end, please just consider to subscribe. Help us to grow this Nyanza How channel. We are aspiring to grow up and be a big channel, reach more people outside there, and have a very wider engagement. Thank you so much, and please drop your comment. I'm going to read one by one, and I have enough time to respond to all these comments. So consider to drop your comment here. I'm ready to read it. Thank you so much. May good God bless you, and see you in my next video.